Have you ever wondered what really happens to immigrants who come to Canada with high hopes and big dreams? The reality, many end up doing the jobs nobody else wants, no matter how qualified they are. Stay tuned, because the story you're about to hear will shock you. Introduction: the promise versus the reality. Canada's reputation as a land of opportunity has attracted thousands of immigrants from every corner of the globe. Advertisements promise thriving careers, high salaries, and a chance to build a better life. But behind the glossy brochures and friendly slogans lies a much harsher truth, one that few Canadians ever see. For countless newcomers, the dream begins to unravel the moment they arrive. Their degrees and professional experiences often count for little, lost in endless credential evaluations and bureaucratic red tape. Skilled doctors, engineers, and academics are told to start over, forced to accept whatever work they can find just to survive. Why does this keep happening? The system is stacked against those who don't have Canadian experience. Employers are quick to hire for low-wage, high-labor jobs, but hesitant to recognize foreign skills, no matter how valuable. The result? Taxi drivers with PhDs, janitors with engineering degrees, and nurses working as cleaners or kitchen staff. This disconnect leaves immigrants questioning their decision and wondering if their sacrifices were all for nothing. CTA. If you know someone with a degree working a dirty job, drop their story in the comments. Section 1. Why credentials don't count. The story of credential recognition in Canada is one of endless frustration. Many immigrants arrive with years of experience, only to be told their education doesn't meet Canadian standards. The process to re-qualify can take years, cost thousands, and require exams in subjects they've already mastered. Take Dr. Amira, a renowned surgeon in her home country, now mopping hospital floors while studying for exams she's already passed abroad. Her story isn't unique. Across Canada, hospitals, construction sites, and restaurants are full of highly educated immigrants doing the work Canadians won't. Professional bodies and licensing authorities claim high standards are necessary to protect the public, but the requirements often feel arbitrary. Language tests, unpaid internships, and mandatory Canadian work experience create barriers that many simply can't overcome. The result? Talented people trapped in survival mode, wasting years of their potential. For every immigrant who finally breaks through, dozens give up or leave for countries with fairer systems. The cycle continues, and Canada's loss is often another nation's gain. Section 2. The jobs nobody wants. While many Canadians shy away from certain types of work, these dirty jobs become the only option for newcomers. From cleaning offices and hospitals to working night shifts in factories, immigrants fill the roles that keep the country running, but rarely get the respect or pay they deserve. The irony. Canada's economy depends on immigrant labor to fill these jobs. Essential industries like agriculture, food processing, and long-term care rely heavily on newcomers willing to do the work locals avoid. Yet, instead of gratitude or advancement, immigrants face prejudice, exploitation, and little chance for promotion. Day after day, highly skilled workers accept jobs far beneath their qualifications. Some hope it's only temporary, a stepping stone to something better. Others settle in, resigned to a life their degrees never prepared them for. Their stories rarely make headlines, but they're everywhere. On the city buses, in the factories, and in every neighborhood across the country. Have you or someone you know done a dirty job after immigrating? Share below. Section 3. The mental and emotional toll. The struggle isn't just financial. For many immigrants, the loss of professional identity leads to depression, anxiety, and a sense of failure. Parents who were respected leaders back home are now invisible, cleaning floors while their children struggle to fit in at school. This emotional burden affects families for generations. Children watch their parents sacrifice everything, internalizing the message that their dreams may not matter. Marriages are strained as financial stress and frustration grow, sometimes tearing families apart. Social isolation compounds the problem. Without support networks or recognition, many newcomers retreat into silence, ashamed to admit how hard things really are. Mental health resources exist, but are often inaccessible due to language barriers, stigma, or lack of culturally competent care. Yet in the midst of hardship, resilience grows. Immigrants build new communities, support each other, and keep hope alive, even when the system seems stacked against them. Section 4. Why are educated immigrants leaving? The story doesn't end with struggle. Many choose to leave Canada altogether. Frustrated by closed doors and constant rejection, highly educated immigrants are taking their skills to countries that value them. The loss is staggering. Trained doctors, engineers, and scientists who could contribute so much gone for good. Economic hardship is just one reason for the exodus. The deeper issue is dignity. People want to use their talents, make a difference, and feel valued for who they are, not just what work they can do. Other countries are watching. Australia, the United States, and parts of Europe actively recruit disillusioned Canadian immigrants, offering smoother credential recognition and real career opportunities. Canada, meanwhile, is left with unfilled skilled positions and a growing reputation for wasted potential. Until policies change and real support is offered, the cycle will continue. For many, the Canadian dream has become a nightmare, and escape feels like the only option. Section 5. The broken promise of Canadian experience. Perhaps the biggest obstacle of all is the demand for Canadian experience. Employers use it as a gatekeeping tool, locking immigrants out of their own fields. Volunteering, unpaid internships, and survival jobs are often the only way in, but they rarely lead to permanent work. This paradox keeps newcomers in a holding pattern. They need experience to get a job, but need a job to gain experience. For skilled workers, every year spent out of their profession erodes confidence, upskills, and income. Some organizations try to help with bridging programs, mentorships, or internationally trained professional initiatives. While these can open doors, they're often too few, underfunded, or not widely accessible. Success stories exist, but they're the exception, not the rule. Until employers and policymakers confront this double standard, the cycle of wasted talent will continue. Canada's loss is personal, economic, and most of all, unnecessary. Section 6. Stories of survival and resilience. Even in the harshest conditions, many immigrants refuse to give up. Their stories are marked by extraordinary resilience. Families pooling resources, parents working night shifts so children can study, communities creating support networks where none existed before. Some find ways to break through. After years of hardship, they pass exams, earn new certifications, or start their own businesses. These victories are hard-won and celebrated by all who know the struggle. Others turn pain into advocacy, raising their voices for fairer systems and better support for newcomers. Their activism is changing conversations and, slowly, policies across Canada. Through it all, immigrants show a level of grit and hope that is nothing short of inspiring. Their sacrifices, determination, and dreams deserve more than dirty jobs. They deserve respect and opportunity. Section 7. The need for change. Canada prides itself on being a country of immigrants, but the reality on the ground tells a different story. Without real change, the country risks losing its best and brightest, damaging its own future. Policymakers, employers, and everyday Canadians must recognize the true value of immigrant talent and experience. Credential recognition must become faster, fairer, and more transparent. Support for mental health, mentorship, and career bridging is essential. Employers need to open doors, not close them, and reward skills and experience regardless of where they were earned. Advocacy and storytelling are powerful tools. When people share their experiences and demand change, the system is forced to respond. Each story chips away at barriers and brings hope to those still struggling. The path forward is clear, but it requires action and empathy from everyone. Only then can Canada truly live up to its promise as a land of opportunity. Section 8. The final call. Share your story. Demand change. Now it's your turn. If you or someone you know has lived through Canada's immigration shame, share your story below. Let your voice be heard, because change starts with awareness. Together we can demand better for all newcomers. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video to spread the truth. The more voices join in, the sooner real change will come. Canada can and must do better for its immigrants and for its future. Comment opportunity if you believe things can change, or shame if you think the system is broken. Let's start the conversation.